Welcome to the first episode of the Burford Brothers video series. Today we're going to be talking with the two founders of Burford Brothers, Scott Burford and Charlie Burford, and we're going to get to know them better. That's the title of this episode. So Scott, we'll start with you. Tell me or tell us about your first job in the industry.
First job in the industry was with Republic National Bank in Dallas, and I was in the bond department. I went straight in. A lot of my college friends, when they would go to work with banks, would be in the credit training department of banks, and that was at a much higher level than what I was accepted at Republic. But it turned out to be really a great opportunity for me because I got introduced to the Treasury bill and the Treasury bond and money market department, and really learned from the bottom up. So
it sounds great. You were lucky that way.
Yeah.
Charlie, where did you start?
So I was lucky enough to start with Dad, and that was not something we planned when I was a kid or anything, but as life went on, I got more interested in what he was doing and started to realize I needed to think about a career. And about that time, Dad offered me a position with him. He was an independent practitioner at the time with Hilltop Securities, Southwest Securities actually originally, which became Hilltop, and then we left Hilltop at the beginning of 2020. So this year is our first year with Burford Brothers.
That's great. So Scott, who were your mentors in the business?
Well, really always looked up to the larger firms that we talked to. So the Solomon Brothers and Goldman Sachses of the world, they had Dallas offices, and the guys that covered us from Dallas, they were probably at the time 30 years old, and I thought they were the greatest. So really, it's the sales desk at the larger firms that are the guys that I sort of looked up to, and they're nobody that they're not household names now, but I maintain friendships with
That's
them.
great.
Yeah.
So they weren't friends of Michael Lewis's.
Well, they did know. Yeah, they did know Michael Lewis's. No tears, but
Yeah.
no.
That's good. All right, Charlie, how about you? Who were your mentors?
Naturally, Dad was a mentor, not only in the business, but in life, and it's nice to be able to work with him every day. And then at Hilltop, originally Southwest, when I was there, Gil Herrick stands out as a mentor. He's still in the business, and we respect him and talk to him a lot, but he had a different angle than you did, Dad, and it was nice to have two perspectives. But without any benefit to Gil, he took me under his wing in a lot of ways, and I learned a lot from him.
Well, that's what the best mentors do.
Yeah.
They're willing to help us out.
Right.
That is great to hear, Charlie. Final question is, our business is changing a lot. Scott, what do you think the evolution of our business has been?
Well, the platforms are changing a lot, and the compensation structure is changing a lot. But really, the old saying, "There's nothing new under the sun." I remember growing up as going into the Robinson Humphrey office in Atlanta and Buckhead and looking at the ticker tape and talking to a broker, and that's still where the rubber meets the road. You go to put your trust in a financial person, and you build a relationship with that person, and probably 50 years from now it'll be kind of the same thing.
That's good. I would agree. So Charlie, how about you? You've seen an evolution since you've been in the business. What do you think?
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think you've seen more than I have, and you've seen the cycles, and I'm a little more maybe emotional with them and think we need to pivot more frequently. So it's nice to have a steady partner in Scott to help me out. But I think there's a lot of things that are changing. I mean, the robo-advisor scene and the way we bring in clients is maybe different in some ways. It's less on the cold calling side and more just within our own client base and their relationships and so forth. And but what never has changed since I've been in it is the trust and the relationship, and so we try to keep that top of the list.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for your time today. I hope everybody watching this gets to know these great guys even better.